welcome back to my channel. Today we are going through a how to eat protein, how to get like 120 grams of protein in a day when you are insanely busy. So today I'm going to be giving you a whole bunch of tips throughout this video and showing you my meals so that you guys can take away hopefully a practical way that you can lean out, gain muscle, and maybe lose body fat, all while trying to be a busy mom. Now, one of the biggest tips that I have for you in order to get your protein in is to front load, okay? Now, I know that some people might argue with this, that that's not balanced, that you can't just have like this and that and like it's supposed to be equal throughout the day, but no. Okay, if you want to get your protein goal in, you're gonna have to start off strong. So that means the beginning of the day for myself, I'm looking at 35 to 40 grams of protein. Please make sure that your stomach can tolerate that. And if it doesn't, well, then it's not for you. But for me, I like to make sure that my breakfast and my lunch are the most protein packed that they can be. That way, that gives me some variety for dinner. Now, I don't always like to track my dinner to a meticulous degree, you guys. We don't have time for that around here, okay? But if I can get my protein in breakfast and lunch, it's gonna be much easier for me to get the remainder of it like in the rest of the day, okay? Like, you know that dinner is likely gonna be higher in fat because, I don't know, if you're making kid-friendly meals, are you guys not just putting tons of cheese in it and like delicious, you know, lean meats and stuff, but like also like the regular things like burgers, like I still wanna fit those into my life. So in order to do that, that means that I'm gonna protein focus breakfast and lunch with a lean protein focus. That means your egg whites, your chicken breasts, your Greek yogurt, your cottage cheese. Those are the things you wanna focus on early in the day, getting those in. If you need to, just increase the amount that you have. So if you're usually having 100 grams of chicken, a really easy way to just quickly increase that would be to make it 120 or 130 grams. I usually have more protein in the morning, and that way it's just a little bit easier for me to fit it in by the end of the day when dinner might just be a little bit different. As a mom, that's what you gotta do. So to start my day, you guys, I put some protein. It's a beef-based protein into my coffee. This is chocolate flavored. I will link this in my Amazon cart. It's so good, you guys. It's such a great way to make your coffee just a little bit more protein rich, and it does not taste like whey protein, which my stomach and my skin cannot tolerate. So coffee is going down with, you know, about 15 grams of protein right there. I love this little whiskey guy. This works so well to mix in those protein powders. So we start our day here. I like to enjoy a slow morning coffee, and I do add a little bit of that silk creamer. I know it's not great for you, but balance, right guys? So having that coffee and then relaxing, doing my devotional time, and then we will get ready for some breakfast. I tried to lose the weight after all of my babies in a very aggressive way. And to be honest, that never worked. It always backfired. I always gained the weight back. I was never able to gain muscle and just be consistently in a comfortable body, stay in that same size of clothes, the things that we want as a busy mom. We don't want to be fluctuating all over the place. We just want to be comfortable in our bodies and in our clothes. And so I want to honor my body. I am a firm believer that it is good to nourish my body well and to nourish the temple that God gave me. And so here on this channel, we are working on doing things in a balanced, easy way. None of this crazy, none of this extreme, none of this let's eat everything different from our kids. No, we need to keep it super simple. Get ready for a quick workout. I am using a little bit of creatine here. This is just the Costco brand. Honestly, it's perfect. This bag will last you forever and it's affordable. So I never notice any side effects from having creatine. Some people notice some bloating. That usually goes away. It's usually temporary. Creatine is a really well-studied, safe supplement. And obviously talk to your doctor first, but I notice I am so much stronger when I take creatine. Now, I worked out at home today, which I don't always do, but you know what, you guys, it's always that something over nothing mentality. So we're going to be doing a 3 superset block. So it's just going to be 6 exercises with rest breaks in between those supersets for 60 to 90 seconds. As you can see, I did some bicep curls, some tricep dips, and I like to do a good stretch between my movements. It's not usually great to work out on an empty stomach, but I was not hungry. I don't remember what I had the night before, but usually if I have a really large dinner or we're out and we have dessert, I notice that energy kind of stays with me. And this morning it did. So all done. I burned a whole 70 calories. It was only a 20-minute workout, you guys. That's all you need some days. Just remember that something is always better than nothing. Now I had these frozen pumpkin protein pancakes, which you guys know I talk about all the time. I love to freeze them in stacks of 3. I love to put almond butter on them, maybe some maple syrup if I'm not really being strict with sugar. It's just so much easier to bulk cook, you guys. That is a huge staple staple in my house is bulk cooking. If I'm in the kitchen to make pancakes, I'm making them for a week because you guys know how it is with a lot of kids. You are too busy to think about breakfast every day. Peanut butter will always be a staple here. Even though we have a daughter that is allergic, we do try our best to be very safe with it, but we love a little peanut butter, and I've actually melted some blueberries here just to have more of a natural jam. Super easy way to make almost like a syrup, right? You just kind of overcook the blueberries and you have the perfect syrup for your pancakes. If you guys are interested in this recipe book, I do have it. It is a bulk prep meal plan, and I can share that with you guys in the description box below if you're hoping to purchase something. It does have 3 weeks of bulk prep meals based off of an individual protein each week. The pork can be interchanged with chicken, and that's what I've been doing lately because we've been off pork. But you guys, those meals are easy, and bulk prepping is the way to go. I'm starving after that workout, and no, we have to get everything else ready for the day. So quick breakfast, and then we were right into crock pot organization. So what I had found was I had some leftovers the other day, and I was like, oh shoot, I don't want to waste these, so I'm going to freeze half of it, and I'm going to put the rest inside my container here for a lunch for myself. This was from probably 2 nights ago now, so I probably should have frozen it right away, but you know, mom life. So this is a corn chowder with a chicken bacon, or was it turkey bacon? I don't know. But I do have this recipe as well inside my cookbook, and it is a lean way to get that protein in, and also a comfort food. I just love potatoes in soup. Can you guys tell me that you also love potatoes in soup? Because it just makes it so creamy and delicious without adding a ton of cream. There is some milk and dairy in this one, but you know what? I think you could probably do without it. I have done corn chowder without the dairy before, but just to make the family happy, we did some cheese and dairy in this one. When you do find a family-friendly protein meal, you guys, I highly recommend making double every single time and freezing that second portion. You never know when your weeknight is going to be too busy to cook. So freezing that double portion is the way to go. Now, I found some ground chicken in my freezer. I'm pulling it out and I'm mixing it together with some quinoa and some roasted veggies. That's 2 lunches. And then I grabbed a couple of turkey pepperoni sticks and an orange because I was going to be leaving in about 20 minutes from now, but not until I got the dinner on. So now this is when, you know, mom life happens, and I was going to have that corn chowder for dinner maybe and that quinoa for lunch, but I knew that my kids were not going to be having that leftovers again. They're just too picky for that. So be it. We are doing frozen meatballs, and actually so hysterical here, you guys. 2 different kinds of pasta sauce. Yes, if you didn't think this channel was real life, you are wrong. That's right. Hit the subscribe button if you're loving this video, if it's helpful, realistic. We know that when we're tracking macros or protein, we are not going to get it perfectly. And if we have the mindset that we are going to get it perfectly, we are going to be upset with ourselves. So be realistic, you guys. Lean on the convenience foods for when you really have to, but know that you can develop a system where bulk cooking and creating more than you need so that you always have something on hand in your freezer to pull out is really the way to go. So I threw this crock pot meal in, and then I was going to be getting ready to leave, get out the door, and it looks delicious, you guys. Who doesn't love a good frozen meatball, okay? You're gonna have to be okay with maybe eating the same meals on repeat. I know that some of you guys don't like leftovers, and I know that some of you guys don't like eating the same thing over and over again. But let me tell you, if you are a busy mom and you do not sort of get used to eating the same thing over and over again, even a few days a week, it's going to be way more challenging for you to actually hit your nutrition goals. That's because for every meal that we make, we're not only thinking about ourselves, but we're also thinking about our kids. And how are we supposed to plan 120 grams of protein when we also have to plan dinner and lunches and pack lunches and be ready for all these after school activities? Like, let's be honest, we are going to need to simplify this and just accept the fact that leftovers have to be a thing if we want to hit our goals. We're also gonna have to let go of the idea that in order to lose fat and gain muscle, it needs to be extreme. This morning, I literally did a 20-minute workout. I'm gonna insert it here. I'll even give you the workout in the description box below. All you guys need to get muscle is some dumbbells and to be able to push yourself in a way that is challenging those muscle groups week after week after week. Going all in and like working out 6 or 7 days a week, exhausting yourself with cardio was the reason that I was never able to keep the weight off. And that is because your adrenals as a mom are already stressed out. Your stress hormones are already peaking all day long. So adding workout after workout after workout on top of each other is not the way to success. Let's start extremely small and know that even in those very small moments that you get to squeeze in a little weightlifting session, you are making a difference. We will build on that over time as your kids are getting older, as seasons of life change, you can build onto that, but always start with something and know that that something is doing something. Okay, so I've packed all my lunches and all my things for the week. Well, most of the week. And I do have my snack and stuff ready to go. I'm gonna be heading to Bible study, but I wanted to prepare a protein ice cream treat for myself because I know that if I have a treat, it is really gonna help me stay on track. I don't know about you guys, but I'm a mom and sometimes I just feel like I just need something little and sweet for me. And so making a treat that is gonna fit my goals and help me get to that protein goal is really gonna help. So here's a super simple recipe I'm gonna make for you guys. Pop it in the freezer and then I'll show you the result later on today. Hey, you guys, I had been seeing all of these different cottage cheese recipes online, and today was the day that I tried it. No, dairy and me are not friends, but sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. So it's cottage cheese, a banana. I decided to add that in as an addition because I like the flavor of frozen banana, and then some maple syrup. And I think I did end up adding a tiny bit of vanilla as well. And I really just stuck it all in my blender, you guys. Super simple. Blended it all up, and then I popped it into a muffin tin loaf, which you'll see coming up here. So it looks like there's 2 cups of cottage cheese, 1 banana. There was a third a cup of maple syrup, and then the chocolate chips I put 2 tablespoons in. I kind of regret putting them into the ice cream. I feel like I could have let it like be a topping instead, you know, have like a little drizzle, peanut butter drizzle, or I don't know, chocolate chips on top. I'm all about the toppings. Let me know if you are too. Toppings are life, okay? So I think I did put a little sea salt in there as well because I thought that's going to be good. So peanut butter all the way. I really did taste the banana in this. If you do not want to taste the banana, I would omit it. And then maybe it's going to be a little bit more like the cottage cheese ice cream that everyone's raving about. But I've always liked nice cream. Is that what they call that? Banana ice cream. I always liked it. And so I kind of was like, this is going to be a good addition for me. And it will add some additional natural sweetness and nutrients. So using my Vitamix here, which has been a staple in my house. My kids have been loving the smoothies in the morning. And I do find it an easy way to get them in some fruits and vegetables. And I add a little bit of protein powder. I know that's kind of one of those things that some people think is a bad idea for kids, but to be honest, the processed foods that my kids normally eat compared to the protein powder, I'm pretty sure it's probably fine. So, of course, you do you, mama, but this is what we've got going on here. So, hey, anyone else terrified when they put that little like pokey thing into the blender? Every single time I do it, I'm like, it's going to get shredded. There's just no way this is a thing I'm allowed to do, put something in a moving blender, but I know it's designed for it. But I did have a friend tell me one time that hers did get shredded. And I'm like, how did you do that? You must have done something wrong. So taking the lid off, pouring it in, I think that it needs to freeze for about 2 to 3 hours. And again, this is not something that I would have probably every day. It might make my stomach hurt, but it is something that I can go to when everyone's having dessert and I just really want to hit my macros. Okay. So I popped it in the freezer. 3 hours later, I did end up having it and I'm pretty satisfied with it. Make sure you lay it flat or else you're going to have a big mess. Okay. You guys can hit your protein goal. I know you can, especially with this delicious, yummy ice cream. I hope this video helped you guys get motivated to get after your goals, treat your body well, and hopefully inspire you to get those high protein goals in. We'll see you next time.